Hi everyone, welcome to the Emporium Outdoors. My name is Michael and this is my dog Esme. Today we're heading out on our first proper winter camp. We have the Snowtrekker tent with us, we have the Kinko stove and of course the big sleeping bag. We're going to be travelling around in the Argo today and we've come up with a nickname because someone actually recommended we give it a nickname, and we came up with the Mini Gaz 71. So those of you who watch Survival Russia will probably get that reference, but I kind of thought it was funny, so I'm going to stick with that. Today we have snow, it's about -5, and tonight should go down to -10, maybe a little bit lower, maybe a little bit higher, who knows. So we have some snow currently, and it's forecast to snow a little bit later on today as well. We don't have a lot of snow on the ground, probably 2-3 inches, that's all, but it's actually helped to improve the ride of the Argo, so that's quite welcome. Also helps that the ground is now frozen. So if you'd like to join us on our adventure, you're more than welcome. So this is a really beautiful spot, but I don't think it's suitable for camping. There's too many young pines here, and it's probably not going to be a lot of firewood. So I think we'll keep moving, but it is such a wonderful spot. So before I forget, I just want to show you this. This is the sled from last year, the jet sled, and it fits perfectly in the back of the Argo. It's kind of got quite a lot of stuff. Probably need to cut that down slightly, but it works really good, and I can take it out later on and use this for hauling firewood. So I thought that actually worked out rather well. Just beautiful. So this is part of the challenge of exploring new routes, is you have to cut a lot of trees sometimes, because people probably haven't been down here for a very long time. So we'll see where this leads. One thing I've learned about being out in the winter time is to actually carry 2 hats. So this is a Fjallraven Singy heater hat, so it's actually very warm, too warm. This is my outdoor research normal beanie, which is a bit thinner, but it's better to sweat in this cap and then take it off, and to keep this one dry, to keep your head warm. So it's always best to carry 2 types of hat. One that's warm that you can wear static, and one that you can work in and remove once it gets damp. And that way your head won't get cold and you won't feel the effects of winter as much anyway. So that's a little tip I've learnt since I've been in Canada. So we've arrived at our camp spot. This is the last camp spot that we used in the previous video, but we came to it from a completely different way. We found another cut line that went off in a completely different direction, and then it seemed like there was another cut line that led up to this point. So I ended up cutting lots of logs, clearing trail, pretty exhausted. We hit the creek, which is just down at the bottom, and then followed the creek all the way up, and then I recognized this spot. So actually worked out perfectly. So just trying to cool down a bit, because that was pretty hard work. The temperature I would say is, I don't know, -2, if that. It's actually quite warm. We've still got a little bit of snow coming down, but not much at all. I'm going to go ahead and set up the tent now and get that all done, and then I'm going to go and fetch some firewood. The last couple of logs that I downed, I actually cut up into log size, ready for the stove. I thought if I'm going to clear it, I might as well try and use the wood. It did seem a little bit heavy though, so it might be a bit wet. So we'll just have to play that one by ear. We do have some dry wood here that I can substitute and get the other stuff going. So a little damp wood isn't too bad actually. It actually burns for longer, and that works well. So I'm going to go ahead and set up the tent. We are all set up. Got the bed done, stoves done, tents done. This fits nicely across the back. See who jumps on here in a second. Just going to leave the camera rolling and leave the tent, see what happens. Told you. Up a car ride, Esme? What? Which one? What do you want? Oh, I know what you want. You're hungry. That's what you want. You hungry? You hungry? What do you want? You hungry? Is it lunchtime? Come on then. Yeah, I suspected this wood was a little damp, and it is. and a little awkward. Come on. Okay, you're going in this. So I'll continue to split these logs. It's pretty repetitive work, so you've seen one log split, you've seen them all, so I'll be back right with you. So I can feel the temperature actually dropping down now, and my gloves are pretty much shot. It's time for a new pair. If anyone can recommend any good gloves, I would buy these Under Armour ones again actually. This is after 2 years and a couple of repairs. Please don't say mechanics gloves, because they're not good. I had a terrible time with those. They melt with hot things, and these never did. Also the mechanics gloves, when things are really cold and you touched it, all the fuzz came off. The glove started to rip apart. I've repaired these a couple of times, and this is maybe 2 years or more. So, but I'll wear them out for today anyway. But it's time to get the fire going. So this is the first time I've used it. There is a little bit of surface rust. Before I did put the stove away, I did actually prep it with some WD-40, give it light oil. But it's nothing, just kind of wipes off. Yeah, so nothing too bad. Try and bring you in a bit closer. Twigs everywhere. So this does feel a little bit damp, so we may have a problem. This is pine wax, so I'm going to stick that in the top. See how we make out. Yeah, I'm going to need some birch bark in that. Okay, I need to go and get some new tinder because this wood is not great. So the fire's going pretty good now. Just give you a quick look. Hopefully you can see that. I did have to go and get some new wood. The other stuff was just too wet. It was the stuff laying across the trail. It seemed heavy when I cut it, but I was like, yeah, it's probably going to be fine. So it wasn't, so I had to do the job twice. So that's the lesson. There's no shortcuts out here. You pay for every mistake that you make. But everything's going good. It's actually warming up quite nicely. The gauge on the stove, I have a little magnet gauge. It says the stove's burning really well. Esme has found a little place right here. She's very happy. She's had a supper as well, and I've had my can of tuna because we didn't find any grouse today, so that's all I brought with me. However, I do have something nice for breakfast, so I'm sure I can tough it out until then. So we're gonna start, I think, buttoning things up pretty soon. Time is it's coming up to about 6 o'clock, so it's not too late, but it's getting dark outside. It's because we're in a bit of a valley, so yeah, it's been pretty hard work today. But good work. So let me know what you think about my hat, my Cossack hat. It's actually pretty good for cold weather. Looks a bit silly with the ears stuck up. But as you can see, it's pretty good. It's actually very warm. This is the Fall Raven. I think it was the Singy Heater. It's kind of nice. Keeps your ears warm. It's all kind of fake fur. It's the first time I've worn it, so I'll let you know what I think. So far, it's pretty. It's not bad actually. I find it does ride quite low at the back, which is kind of nice, but if you have like a neck buff on, it pushes the hat up. So yeah, let me know what you think. Gonna try and find my other hat to sleep in. Can't remember what I did with it. Yeah, it'll probably turn up. Anyway, I'm going to put some music on. Going to get the fire going a little bit more. Might boil some water for tea. And we're just going to relax. See you in a minute. So finally got the fire going pretty good. It's actually heated up considerably. I know it's below freezing outside. It's probably about -5, I would think. And inside it's very mild. I'd say it's 15 degrees Celsius. I've just ordered a thermometer from Amazon, so I can put one inside and outside and compare the difference, because I'm kind of curious as well to see how efficient the stove is. You just see Esme is, oh, she's crashed out. She did quite a bit of running today, but not too much. Got to be careful with her little tiny legs, but she had a really good day. And she enjoyed watching me work hard cutting all those trees today, so I'm sure we're both actually going to sleep quite well. So I'm hoping to get up quite early tomorrow, get some breakfast, and then we're going to go across the creek and up that hill and see what's beyond that next rise. I'm kind of curious. I should look at a map. I mean, it's going to hit somewhere, but it's the trail that's interesting. You know, what's on the trail? Where does it go? So a few comments on the Argo. It seems to perform better in a frost and a light snow. The trails seem much smoother. The machine just glides through the whole thing. The turning's easier. It's just a naturally better machine when you have some snow as a lubricant, I guess. I can see now why this machine sells so much in places like Canada. It's very much suited to this environment. The only thing that it doesn't really do very well is getting over logs. That's one of the big things. I'm actually thinking about a way to solve that, but I'll test it out before I tell you what it would be. Anyway, I'm going to probably wrap up for this evening. I'm going to climb in the sleeping bag with Esme, and we're going to have a good night. I know we will. I'll try and keep this stove going for a little bit longer. It tends to run for about 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours. So it'll probably go out during the night, but with the big sleeping bag, I probably won't notice. I do have a morning bundle, which is easy start wood and twigs and sticks. So I can just stick that in and then get my coffee and breakfast going straight away. So anyway, I shall see you in the morning. Good night for now. Well, good morning. Well, I slept like a baby. I cried all night and I probably defecated in the sleeping bag. Well, good morning. Esme and I slept really well last night. It was very comfortable, very cozy, and we woke up in good spirits, so everything worked out really well. I really like sleeping on a cot. It makes actually quite a bit of difference. It's a lot more comfortable. So I may actually invest in a lightweight cot. This is an old army jungle cot that I've had for a very long time. Small story about this cot. I've had it for a very long time. When I first left the military, and I took a massive pay cut to get into the IT business, and I used this cot. I lived in some rented student rooms in a horrible town, and I slept on this thing for 6 months. This is my main bed because I didn't want to sleep on those horrible mattresses, so I have quite a few nights on this thing. So my next job this morning is to actually get the morning bundle started, and we'll get some hot water for coffee and we'll start the breakfast. So we have the stove all fired up. It's getting nice and toasty in here. We've got water on to boil. Now it's time for some breakfast. So I bought a new frying pan. Just a cheap GSI non-stick. Should do nicely there. I made this little bag to put it in. That is pretty good. Should have brought a plate. Put that on my list for next time. So true story, back in England growing up, we only ever had pancakes once a year. And that was Pancake Day. We have a special day for pancakes, actually Shrove Tuesday. And that's the only time we ever had pancakes. It's only when I moved to North America that I realised actually people eat them all the time. Who knew? Now that's breakfast. You don't want it? At least she cleans up after herself. So on this trip I thought I'd bring something different from my usual 20 gauge. Thought I'd bring the old Benelli. Just in case any chickens attack. Actually I like this more than I thought I would. It's actually very compact, that's one of the reasons I wanted to take it with me. It's very easy to use, and it's very easy to store as well, so glad I brought that out. That's pretty steep. Come on, Esme, time for home. Well, it's come to the sad part of the video where it's time to pack up and head home. I hope you've enjoyed the video about the Snowtrekker and the Argo. And if you like these types of videos, then stay tuned because I plan to post some more in the very near future. So until next time, take care. And as always, thank you very much for watching. If you like my videos, leave me a comment, maybe a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.